Everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Today is a very, very special day. The Forgotten, the first official expansion for Age of Empires 2 HD, is finally launched. It's finally released. It just hit the Steam store, I don't know, less than half an hour ago, really. It's up. If you guys don't have it, you can go grab it from Steam right now. Thanks for joining us today. We're gonna have I'm Prestige. I work for the Age of Empires community team. We're gonna have some of the developers on stream today, and I've got several of the original members of the Forgotten Empires team on Skype with me here. I'm actually gonna go ahead and give them a heads up that I'm gonna unmute them. But we're gonna this is gonna be a short stream today, guys. I know you guys don't want to sit here and watch me. You want to get in and start playing the expansion. So we're gonna go over some of the new features, show you some new gameplay, and everything, and then we're gonna leave you guys to it. And I heard a rumor that we might be giving away some Steam keys today for the expansion for followers of the channel, so definitely make sure you follow the channel if you haven't already. This is the official Twitch channel for the Age of Empires franchise. And actually, I'm going to confirm those rumors because I'm holding it in my hand right here. I don't know if you can see them. I'm going to fan them out. A bunch of cards with Steam keys for the Forgotten and the base game, so definitely follow the channel if you haven't already. We'll do some giveaways at the end. All right, I'm going to go ahead and unmute our Forgotten Empires friends here on Skype. Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yep. Good evening.
Yeah, perfectly.
Hello, so why don't you guys introduce yourselves, tell the chat who you guys are.
I'll start with myself. I'm Cision. I started the whole Forgotten Empires thingy, I think, 2 years ago by now. And, well, with all the help of so many other people, we managed to actually turn it into an official expansion, which is quite exciting, I must say.
Awesome. Tom, anybody?
All right,
Who's next?
So, I'll continue. So I'm known as the Prophet. My name is Tom, and I joined the project about halfway through, and I've been on board ever since. Yeah. So I've been working on the maps and also on everything else I could. And I'm also a big community fan, sort of, and I've been working with tournaments for the past several years. So that also helped me to get into the project, and it's been exciting.
And if any of you guys were at PAX, at PAX in Seattle over the summer, the Prophet was the guy that was there. So some of you in the chat may have met him.
Yeah, I think I met a couple of people who knew some of the tournaments, or who knew other people from the community. Yeah, so that was great. All right.
Yeah, go for it.
Who's next?
Hi, I'm Jan.
Okay.
I work
Okay,
on
just
the
go
grid.
ahead.
Yeah, go for it, guys.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
a year ago, yeah, we worked on the campaigns also, and that's it.
All right, let's launch into...
I would like to introduce myself as well.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go for it.
Okay, my name is Peter. I use the nickname of Richard in the Age of Empires community. I joined the project 2 years ago, so I think I'm one of the oldest members of the group. I was always an all-rounder, so I did everything, but most of my time went into creating new graphics, which is a very important part of the game.
Excellent.
Yeah, you help with the graphics, sounds, annoying me with design issues and all that kind of stuff. We had a lot of
ideas, testing. So I also created a scenario, so I helped out the scenario creating team.
And I'm sure some of you guys in the chat have questions for these guys. In a little bit, we will do a Q&A session. Ryzon is actually going to come in here as well. So if you guys start thinking of questions for these guys here. So let's launch into what is new with the Forgotten expansion, and there's a lot. Let's see, 5 new civs. We got the Slavs, Magyars, Indians, Incas, and Italians. all super awesome with their own unique units, unique techs, new art. Like they look spectacular. Oh, speaking of which, little side note, we are giving away a couple of sets of Age 2 HD bandanas, which we have left over for packs. Not that many left. To enter this contest, if you just go to one of our social media channels, Facebook or Twitter or Google+, all you have to do is just post or tweet at us or whatever your favorite favorite new civ from the expansion. You're automatically eligible to win. So definitely do that. More information over on the Steam forums. But we've also have some new campaigns to go. Excuse me, I'll show you guys the campaign menu here. So if you see, oh, by the way, just to back it up a little bit, this is how you toggle back and forth between the Forgotten and HD edition. It's this button up top here. So as you can see, if I go to the single player Forgotten campaign menu here, 4 new campaigns. And I'm going to be showing off the first level of Dracula at the end of the stream. So awesome campaigns here. And a couple of you guys in here in the Skype call with me worked on these new campaigns, right? Yeah, I believe so. Let's see, we also have ludicrous map size, a new giant map size. So there was what the previous... It was called Giant, right? Yeah, Giant. Here it is, Ludicrous, the ludicrous size map. So I believe, it's like twice as long or twice as big in every direction, right? As a giant size map.
Yeah, basically twice as big in every direction, which makes it 4 times as big as the giant map.
Yes.
So
absolutely, I think it's appropriately named. It is ludicrous how large it is.
Yeah, it would be appropriate for like 32 players if it was possible. So.
Yeah, I think way back in the day when we were previewing, we previewed the ludicrous size map on one of these earlier streams a couple of months ago, and I think it took the scout, just like right at the beginning of the game, we sent the scout to go across the map, and it took several minutes. It took like 4 or 5 minutes, I think, to cross the entire map. So it's absolutely huge, guys. So a lot of really fun, epic games can be played on that. And of course, you can make new scenarios based around
especially going to be fun on nomad maps, so you can always hide a villager and restart your empire just from scratch, and nobody will find you.
Oh, that is a very good point. Yeah, you're right. Nomad games on Ludicrous. Yeah, be prepared to play for like 10 hours on
yeah, something like that. I would buy a shed where you
are. We also, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this link in the chat. These are some of the smaller patch notes. So we're now on, 3.xx. And there's a couple of big new changes. One of the ones I'm most excited about is we finally have attack move. Finally have attack move in here, and it works very, very well. I love it. Some of the build queue is fixed now as well. So if you have multiple, let's say you have multiple barracks selected, for example, you can start pumping out halberdiers. You don't have to go into each individual barracks to macro, which is nice. Another very cool feature for any of you streamers out there is if you go into the options menu. I'm not actually using this right now. I have the dual box streaming set up here, but you can see there's actual Twitch integration right here, so you can stream directly from the client, including with your webcam. And there's an option to have the Twitch chat overlaid right here with your regular chat as well. So that's pretty good. That's awesome as well. Let's see. What am I missing, guys? I know we have lots of new features in it.
We have a lot of new things, definitely. Spectator modes.
Right,
spectator. We're gonna show off soon.
Mm-hmm.
What else? New random maps that we will also show off soon. We'll show a lot of soon, actually.
And of course the new game modes. You reminded me.
Yeah.
Capture the Relic, and we have Treaty as well. Now, Capture the Relic is what we're going to show off in just a second here. Actually, I'll let the gameplay speak for itself. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to launch into that. So we're going to do some dev files as well as the Capture the Relic game. So Tom and Bert, the Prophet and Cision are going to play a game of Capture the Relic, and we're also going to show off spectator mode right now as well. Do you guys want to give your quick bios so you don't have to talk while you play? Talk about what your role was in developing the Forgotten expansion and some of the experiences that came along with that.
Okay, I could probably fill 2 hours with that, but I'll try to keep it short. So I started the whole thing 2 years ago on a lazy summer. I really wanted to figure out how you could add new civs to Age of Empires, because that was like the the big thing missing in modding scene. There's a great modding scene over at AOK Heaven Games. But there was this one thing, adding civs, that nobody figured out, and I really wanted to find it out, and eventually I did, and then I started to find help around the community, because, okay, I had this thing, but I'm not really brilliant in making graphics, and then I had to find people who can make graphics, and people who can compose, and people who can make a nice campaign, people who can write a nice story, all those people, and by the end of the journey, we had at least 60, 70 people helping out in one way or another, and my role pretty much was keeping that all together and then aiming for that one final product. So I'm kind of like keeping it together and starting it all, but definitely a big shout out to the team to making all the things that are in it, of course.
Tom, you want to expand on that as well?
Yeah, okay. So I think we've given our bios here many times before, so I'll keep it short as well. And so I started, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago in the Age of Empires community, and pretty much ever since then I've been interested in making the game as popular as possible, because I think it's a great strategy game, and I've always loved it. And so I've always been interested more in creating some kind of opportunities for the game, so like I said, tournaments, and lately also in the past 4 or 5 years maybe, I got into creating random maps and making new concepts for the game, so the game could be played in many new different ways. And that's how I actually got on the project with with Forgotten Empires. And my role there mainly was to make the new random maps, but also then we started working on other things and sort of co-managing the whole thing. So in the end, it really turned out to be a great project. And yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure what else to add. Pretty much this is where we are right now, and it's an exciting end, because I think the expansion has a great potential for the game.
Yeah, we're very excited about it, guys. Tom, I'm sending you an invite right now. Just had a good question in the chat, and thanks for reminding me. There's coming with the Forgotten, and there should be active right now, are Steam trading cards as well as badges and backgrounds. So during the Q&A session, Ryzon's going to come in here. And being the elite hacksaw that he is, he already has all of those unlocked on his Steam account. So he's gonna, we'll go ahead and have him log in to his Steam account, and he'll show you guys all of those. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. We're gonna show off one of the new game modes, Capture the Relic, which it is what it sounds like. There's gonna be a relic in the middle of the map, you know, equal distant from you guys, and the first person to capture the relic, just like how you'd bring a normal relic back to your base, except there's only one in this map. First person to bring it back to their base wins. I'm going to be playing on a new map called Steppe, which is kind of like a, I don't know, what's the best way to describe it? It's kind of...
I would describe it as Nomad on steroids, I think.
Nomad on steroids, yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it.
It's essentially, the thing with Nomad is that it has a really slow start, and I don't really like that, because it's always the same start, so we kind of bumped it up a bit. You have extra villagers, extra resources, so it all starts a bit sooner, the action.
If you guys like kind of those different gameplay experiences, a lot of these new maps, as you can see, there's a ton of them down at the bottom here. There's, what, 11 new ones, right, I believe?
Yes.
Some of them are crazy. Like, what's the one I was freaking out. I was IMing you guys yesterday, like, oh my god, I started with 2 TCs. Yeah, I think that's Budapest. Like, you start with 2 town centers and that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of crazy, awesome new maps.
Yeah, 2000 to start enables you to think of, basically to micromanage. You have to micromanage much better when you have 2000ers, because it's really hard to do the first 5-10 minutes without making too many mistakes, you know, when you're luring the boars or hunting and trying to make everything accurate and precise. It's really difficult. Also to balance the sort of the economy, and to, if you are playing a strategy, to sort of plan it out accurately and precisely, it's very difficult.
Yes.
And it also brings, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it also enables players to come up with new strategies and new things, as well as all the other maps. We have team random maps, sort of where players are, like in Lombardia. That's one of the maps. Players all start in one place. If it's a team game, for example, 2 players against 2 players, they start in one place. So again, they need to cooperate much more than in normal maps, and they basically play very very intense game that is based on heavily on teamwork.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this game while people are
Yep.
they're salivating for some gameplay. Do you guys want to be one of the new civs here?
Yeah, we agreed we would. Yeah. So.
Which are you gonna be? We're gonna take the ones with the new building styles, of course. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab Italians.
Okay, good.
Or
Ooh, I love the Italians. They're very, very fun. I haven't picked a new favorite civ yet. They're very, very awesome in their own ways. Real quick, guys, this is how we do spectator. So you could just select spectator from the drop down. You also notice a new option called mirror, which it is what it sounds like. You know, if both of you do mirror, it's just going to pick a random civ, and both of you are going to be it. Or, for example, if I'm playing against Cision, he chooses Slavs. If I choose mirror, I'm also going to be Slav. So I'm going to go ahead and become a spectator here. Again, we're going to play Capture the Relic, new game mode, on one of the new maps. Oh, last thing to point out from this screen is there's actually treaty built in now. So you ever see those games in the lobby where it's like, you know, 2v2 NR40, like no rush 40? You can actually, you know, you can prevent people from not necessarily following that rule by just choosing a treaty length here. So it's very, very fun. Similar to H3, if you guys are H3 fans. So let's get into this, guys.
Oh, I better pause the stream so I don't stream cheat.
high risk game right here. So here we go, guys. This is spectator mode. You can have view lock on if you want. I always find that interesting when I'm watching people that are like way better than me to have view lock on to know what people are watching. But you can also disable the fog right here. So right away you're seeing some of the new things. We got finally new herdables in this game. As you can see, there's fun little llamas here. There are also cows. What else did I see? What are some of the other new food sources? Is it just llamas and cows?
Let me think. Jan, you should know that. You made all the graphics for them.
Yeah, with Richard. Yes, llamas and cows are the only new herds, but there are new predators and new bird. The vulture is the new bird, and there are bears also.
Oh, that's right, the bears. Jan and Richard, you guys want to go ahead and jump into your bios and talk about what you guys did to bring the Forgotten, in developing the Forgotten Empires and the Forgotten expansion, and your experiences and whatnot?
Okay, I can start. Like I said, I'm Jan, and I haven't played Age of Empires for a few years back, and when I saw the Cision's trailer in YouTube of the Age of Empires, Forgotten Empires, and I really was interested in that idea of new civs, especially the Slavs, and I realized that the guys still need some help, and I decided to join, to apply, of course. They accepted me.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the help of Richard, who was our only or the artist which was the with the most effort. He urged me to learn Blender, which is the 3D modeling program, and I was able to make new animals, new unique units, and some scenario editor objects.
Yeah, indeed. You came on the team as just helping out on the graphics, but in the end you also helped out on pretty much everything.
Exactly.
I think in the last week you helped more on the campaigns than I ever touched them, probably.
Well, yeah, bug testing, bug solving, which was also a good experience.
Jan, are those your vultures flying over this map? So I saw a bird a few seconds ago.
Richard, you want to talk about some of your role and your experience with developing the expansion?
Yeah, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, because I asked something and I didn't get any answer. So I played Age of Empires online. I mean, Conquerors online for 5 or 4 years before starting this project, and there was some bugs and issues with the original game that really disturbed me, and that was one of the motivations why I wanted to make to create a remake for this game. I found this project by accident because I was working at a company, but I had a really boring day and I didn't have anything to do, and I was reading AOC Zone, where I saw the project of Sijan, and I was always a big fan of Aztecs and Mayans, and I really liked the idea of Incas. So I started giving my ideas, and I came up with the Kamayuk, with the guy with the very long spear.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite new unique units.
Thank you. And but no one was there who could make the graphics for them. So I started learning making graphics, 3D modeling and animation, and the Kamayuk was my first unit who appeared in the game. And there was, and we tend to say that then I started going down the hill and I couldn't stop. Now I have completed 12 units. And, so 12 of my graphics will appear in the game. And I also helped out the expansion with other ideas. I like because I'm a player as well, so I had ideas regarding balance and gameplay. For example, Atl, the new unique technique or technology for Aztecs, is my idea as well. So yeah, I pretty much did everything, and then came the Magyars. So it's a bit strange because I'm Hungarian, so Magyars should be the favorite civilization of me, and yeah, they are. But I joined the expansion because of the Incas, and yeah, I designed mostly the characteristics of the Magyar civilization. So yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah,
it's really fun. For example, it's really fun to see my llamas walking around in the stream, and now they are released officially by Microsoft, and it's a great thing.
Yeah, I bet it
So what I want to say was one interesting about the Magyars is that, well, of course, the voice work for the Magyars. I was like, okay, these guys have to speak Magyar, which is Hungarian, of course. Richard helped out with all of that. Got to hire a record studio back in Budapest. Got some friends together and they started recording. So those are real Hungarians who are speaking the Magyar villagers.
Yeah, original Hungarian.
Yep.
Wow, that's intense. I actually did not know that. What do you guys brought up a good point? You were talking about the new Aztec tech. It's important to know with the Forgotten, adding a lot of new content, new civs, campaigns, etc., etc. But a lot of things about the existing civs were tweaked. There were a lot of little balance changes and such.
There's a lot of balance changes. I wouldn't really know where to start, but if you play normal Age of Empires, you would soon notice that quite a few civs are really being chosen a lot. Like if you play a land map, then the odds are big that you are gonna end up against a Hun player, for instance. Yeah. So yeah, we kind of nerfed the Huns. Also very interesting, the Italians, which Tom is playing now, they have a unique unit that is ranged and good against cavalry.
Yeah, it's a very strange unit. I haven't played against. I will be this weekend. I'm going to be on a ton playing this weekend, but I was trying to think of how you're going to counter a big army of those.
Well,
Of those Genoese
that's
crossbowmen.
the most fun part of the Italians. Actually, Tom, bugger off.
Sorry.
Thank you. I'm talking, so I
Yeah.
Wait, shit.
Nice little
want to
counter
start?
attack there.
Let me. Screw you.
Hey.
So yeah, as I was trying to say, but Tom is killing me. Oh, come on.
I'm housed anyway, don't worry.
Yeah, that was the idea of my drush, to house you.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it kind of works. But I haven't, yeah, shit. So yeah, as I was trying to say, the Italians, they're like a weird counter-civ in a way. They are great against cavalry and heavy units, but they're not that great against...
Archers.
yes, archers, indeed. So if you like the Britons are like a typical average imperial civilization, but they absolutely shine against Britons. Against Italians. Sorry, I'm so confused because I'm trying to play and,
Yeah,
and
that's
talk in the meanwhile.
understandable.
Is it impossible to place buildings on this gray area?
Yes.
Yeah, it cannot be done. So it's makes it a bit harder. So you're gonna just control that area completely.
Oh yes, I guess we haven't mentioned that, but if it's not obvious, we're playing Capture the Relic. This is the Relic. It's always going to be in the middle of the map, but it's always going to be on, I don't know what you call this, like stony terrain. You can't build on this. Now you can build around it. You know, a lot of, like I saw when we went to PAX and we were showing off a preview build of the Forgotten, and we had everybody playing Capture the Relic. A lot of people would just run out with one of their first couple of villagers and build a palisade wall around us. So a lot of interesting, kind of quirky, weird strategies going on with Capture the Relic. But it's such a fun game mode. It's very, very cool.
You still can wall the whole area.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big issue. I mean, you can build a wall around the whole gray area.
Yeah. You just can't build on the gray itself. So that's a significant investment if you want to wall the entire thing. You know, at least in the early game. It's a lot of wood.
It's
and
definitely a
stone.
huge investment, and it costs a lot as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we tested the game yesterday, and I think Tom tried to do it, but he lost quite a bit of time doing it. So I don't really know if it will be worth it, but in some game modes it probably will be. Not playing that well.
I should probably have the scores up here.
Oh, Tom,
Stop
you shouldn't have done
talking.
that.
Focus on the game.
Man, I really love the art on the slots here, and that will change once you age up. There's separate art for feudal and castle and imperial. I was taking some screenshots for the Italians yesterday, and oh man, I really love their imperial architecture. It's really, really cool. Castle Age as well.
Yikes.
So, of course, right now I'm not using any mods from the Steam Workshop. We're playing the very, very vanilla experience, but just like the regular HD edition, Forgotten is going to be fully compatible with the Steam Workshop. Now, it's got to be kind of up to Workshop authors. I imagine maybe some won't work with the Forgotten, and some made for the Forgotten won't work with HD. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but for the most part, everything should be compatible. So you can even though, like I said, even though I don't have one up right now, you can still use some of these awesome texture packs available on the Workshop with the Forgotten to change kind of the look and feel of the game. If there's anybody in the chat that's like brand new to H2 HD and hasn't used the Steam Workshop before, one of the texture packs that I really like, or one of the Workshop authors I really like, is Ozhara, Ozhara. His texture packs are really, really awesome. Calavera has some really fun ones too. Man, Tom, you're getting pushed back here.
Yeah, he's too close to it.
It's not letting you tower up the middle.
Yikes.
And in Capture the Relic, no matter what map you play, you guys saw that you do start with a monastery with very high HP. It's going to be hard to kill that monastery. Of course, you can't actually build the monk until you get to the Castle Age. But again, you do start with the monastery at least.
Is this game limited to the feudal age?
No, but we're just not that good. Yeah, we have to be honest.
Well, you guys are better than me, that's for sure. Much better than me. Like I was saying earlier, guys, we are giving away some Age 2 HD bandanas that we have from PAX. Really easy to be eligible. Just go to either our Facebook or Twitter, which are both at Age of Empires or /Age of Empires, or our Google Plus, which is official Age of Empires. And all you need to do is just post your favorites new Civ from the Forgotten, and you are eligible. I think we're pulling like 10 winners from each channel. So, hint, nobody uses Google Plus, so that's going to be, if you want the highest probability of winning, I would suggest maybe posting on our Google Plus page. But post on all of them to increase your odds. And like I said earlier, at the start of the stream, I do have some sweet cards here with various Forgotten and base game codes, so I'm going to be doing some giveaways at the end. If you guys have... Oops, I should actually activate my capture the call thing here. I never did that. That's going to be for followers only, so make sure to follow the channel if you haven't already. Again, this is the official Twitch channel for the Age of Empires franchise, and we do a lot more streams other than just dev streams like this. We stream a couple times a week, you know, Age 2 HD, Age 3, Age of Mythology, Age Online, etc., etc. And we also have lots and lots of guest streamers that stream on this channel as well. So if you're a fan of PvP and Age gameplay, I would definitely suggest following this channel.
Here, do you have to return the relic to that particular monastery, or can you put them to other ones to win the game?
You cannot build more monasteries than... So, you have to return to that one.
You cannot build.
You cannot build monasteries now.
Oh, that's interesting. Was that a balance thing, so you can't build a bunch of monks at once?
It was mostly so you can build a monastery near the patch and just make it easy. You have to walk back with the monk.
I see. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So you can't just go and forward build a monastery right next to it.
Exactly.
Ooh, man, Tom, this is brutal.
I'm not doing that well.
Oh wow, actually,
That's an
Decision is
understatement.
doing the same thing. Just avoiding each other's armies altogether. This is spectator mode, guys. So this brings up another good point. So on the Wednesday, one of the day I was talking about how we stream on this channel. One of the days that we stream is Wednesday. We're actually moving that to a new time. The Wednesday streams going forward are going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific, GMT -8. So you know, about an hour from now. About an hour from now on Wednesdays. And since we have spectator mode now, finally, with the Forgotten, we're going to switch up that format to just observing, and you guys won't have to watch me play anymore. Won't have to watch me struggle and lose in my PvP games. So me and a special like guest co-caster will observe and cast some much better players than me playing in actually Zero Empires. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Zero Empires. If you're familiar with the Age community at all, he's volunteered to help co-cast at least the first one. Hopefully multiple. So definitely tune in on Wednesday, guys. You can find the stream schedule below if you scroll down from our video player a little bit. If you're watching on our actual channel, you'll find our stream schedule. You'll find links to all of our social media channels. Again, use those social media channels and enter into the contest for those bandanas. And of course, The Forgotten, if you're just tuning in, is available on Steam right now. Check it out, $10. Also have a couple of bundles as well. We have a Legacy bundle, and I think we have a Forgotten and base game bundle. And I will be giving out some Steam keys later on to people that are following the channel. So definitely hit that follow button. I guess we're gonna have a Q&A right after this anyway, but while we're waiting around here, if any of you guys have any questions in the chat to start us off, be happy to answer some. Tom's being chased away here. Decision's tired of his nonsense, tired of his villagers dying.
I'm wondering if it's closed up or if I can actually escape.
I really like the architecture of this map with like this big open field in the middle, and then you have all these like narrow passageways with the woods. This map is called Steppe, correct? It's one of the new maps.
Yep.
And again, it's kind of a nomad-y start, but you do start with some. You're guaranteed to have food, right, in the form of those llamas or what have you. So you won't get screwed on your start. You always have a little bit.
Oh no, definitely not. You start with a lot of food around you. 2 boars as well, so good hunts. Well, the llamas, of course.
Nice. It always happens to me when I play regular nomad games. I always end up just picking the worst spot in the world.
Oh yeah, it definitely doesn't have the random factor of the standard nomad game.
Oh,
It's more. Yeah, well, I think we actually changed that on most maps that are. Oh, you went to castle. We changed that on most maps. In the Forgotten, that there is less luck factor, but you know, a little bit more fair, so you can't really be screwed over at start.
As you just pointed out, Tom, our green Italian player here, did just reach the castle age, so now he's able to use the monastery to build a monk, and of course the monk is the only unit that's going to be able to come over here and grab this relic.
Ugh, that's a big army.
I'm housed again. How is this possible?
See my house rush, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it worked.
It's still chasing you.
Knocking down those yurts. That was brutal. Super brutal. Oh, sorry guys, I was doing it. I told you guys to ask me questions, and then I didn't look at the chat. So let me see here. It's Super Searcher. You're asking about spawns and capture the relic. It kind of depends on the map, right? I mean, you're always gonna spawn like equal distance away from it. Nobody's gonna spawn closer. Yes, there are palisade gates now, Stavica, which is very, very cool. You won't have to delete those palisade walls anymore. Oh, Tom's got the relic! So now if he's able to bring it back to his monastery, the second he drops it in there, he wins. Oh, that Mangonel was brutal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get that one back.
Run, little monk. Run for your life. Oh, it goes down.
Yeah, but my army's down, so it's...
But here's another one coming to pick it up. And monks are not cheap either. Monks are 100 gold, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it really matters at this point.
But, yeah, Tom's got gold, though.
Okay, GG.
GG.
And this
You can let the monk run back.
Oh, just garrison. Get it over with.
Yeah, I'm trying to. He's very slow.
He's just patrolling the monk right in front of his monastery.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. There it is.
Damn it.
Rise on and get him in here. So, as you see, Tom dropped off the relic in his monastery, or excuse me, the prophet dropped off the relic in the monastery, and that is how you win, capture the relic. So that's one of the new game modes, guys, so we're very excited about. It's very, very fun, and hopefully you guys have fun with it too.
Okay, a question in the chat about capture the relic. Can you destroy the enemy's monastery? No, definitely not. It is indestructible. So, no laming on that part. And do you get a notification if the relic is picked up? Yes, but I think we had just so much action going on that I didn't really see it.
So now we are going to go into a little Q&A session with everybody. Ryzon's going to be in here in just a few minutes. So I'll get his chair ready. So if any of you guys in the chat, if you have questions for me, or most likely you guys are going to have questions for the actual developers, for these guys from the Forgotten team here, so ask away. And again, Ryzon will be in here in just a couple seconds, one of the producers on the project.
Yeah, when we're talking about developers, also a shout out to Skybox, of course. They're not on the chat right now, but they are the guys who did all the coding, and they took over from Hidden Path Entertainment. So all the patches and well, the coding for the Forgotten, it all comes from Skybox. So yeah.
Wore my Skybox hoodie today to celebrate.
Seb is here. Will we add him today to the call?
Yes. Yes, we should. I will add him now. So guys, ask away in the chat questions for everybody, or questions for them, while I add Sam.
Do you have him, or should I? Okay,
yeah, I got it. Yes, attack move is in the expansion. So I'll show you guys that right now. You can find attack move way down here in the military units. You see attack move right here up top. Finally, attack move. So you don't have to use patrol instead of it. Now you can actually use patrol to patrol. Attack moves, it works very, very well. We're very, very excited to have that in here finally. Again, here's the Twitch integration right here as part of the options menu. I'm not using it at the moment, but you are able to stream directly from the client if you want to.
Oh, my chat, I was like waiting for people to
ask questions in the chat. But
I see loads of questions.
Yeah, it was all scrolled up. So yeah, start taking them. Yeah, take them.
Okay, sure. First question. I'll just go from top to bottom.
Sure.
Will there ever be more support for more than 8 players? Don't think so. I think 8 players is really a solid number. With the old network architecture, adding more players is maybe a bit too much of a challenge. So I don't think so.
All right. Let's see. So I'm here to answer questions, right? Before I start that, are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
All right, excellent. Before I start that, I do want to provide a real quick update here. The first being that there were a few issues regarding some localization stuff when we launched. So I did want to let folks know that we did push out a real quick hotfix to resolve that. So if you don't have the expansion, and if you're playing in a language other than English, go ahead and reboot Steam real quick. You should download a very small update, and it should resolve any of those issues. So you should actually see the civs properly and whatnot. There's a few other things in there as well. Did you show the new speed stuff that we talked about at all?
No.
No. Okay. So let's go ahead and show this new feature. One of the other hot fixes that we added was to actually make sure that the speed tweaks are functioning properly. So let's just go ahead and start go ahead and start a standard game. So in the most recent update here, this is patch 3.0. This piece goes out to everyone here. So these speed changes affect everyone. But essentially, you have your slow, your normal, and your fast speed. But for some people, that's not really quick enough. So we added in a few others here, and you can use the hotkeys, which is the number pad plus and minus here. And if you do that, you can see you're going quicker. Now, we actually have it up to 8 times speed, so if you want to play a really fast deathmatch game or something against the computer, go ahead and sprint around online right now. You can do that. So that's live in the current build. We have it patched, so if you go into the UI and then you go back to normal, it'll get fixed. I think you're not running that hotfix, so that won't show up. But yeah, so right now, plus and minus on the number pad, but you can see up in the top corner there it says 8 times speed. That is a fun little trick that'll be interesting. I'm very curious to see what happens in some single-player scenarios with that. All right, let's see. I've had a bunch of questions here. You can put it back down to normal. I think we're freaking people out on the stream.
My minus is actually down to another.
Oh, you have it.
Another hockey right now, yeah. So.
Okay, well, you can't change it back. You'll have to play like that. All right, so we've had a few questions regarding the Steam trading cards, badges, and whatnot. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put a pause screen up here real quick while I switch to my Steam account because I have them all and I can showcase them. So we have yeah, there we go. All right, we'll be right back. Can they still hear us?
Yeah, they can still hear us.
All right, cool. So they can hear that we're talking.
So if any of you guys want to start answering some more questions from the chat.
Yeah, there's a lot. Let me scroll up because it goes quite fast.
Over anyone else who's on the phone line here.
There is a question about new chats, if we have added new chats to the cheats to the game.
Yes, we did. A great cheat, in fact. I'm not sure. Yeah, we should reveal the new cheat. If you type "I don't exist" in the the chat box, you get a little extra cheat unit, which is a tribute to user patch guys who made a lot of this possible. So you can enjoy that unit for sure.
I actually did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing, but I'm not really gonna tell you. You have to figure it out yourself what it means. So I don't exist is the new cheat. A lot of other questions here. In AOV, wall building was slower. Yeah, it's still a little bit slower. Show us the new tech trees. I don't know that. That's something for later, of course. To ask you, what did you think when you got to help make AOF? Well, that's pretty intense, actually. I mean, we contacted Microsoft and we asked, like, okay, are you interested? Because I think it's quite a cool thing we have here. And they were, so that was like, whoa, we can actually work on Age of Empires, the real thing. So it was definitely very exciting. I mean, actually, the reason why back in the days when I was like a wee little kid, I wanted to go into programming and coding because I wanted to make my own Age of Empires. And I'm not a coder right now, but I still managed to help out, so it's really cool.
I guess I'll just kind of show you.
Yeah, let's just a quick break for the questions because Ryzen actually has his Uberleet account up with all of this stuff already unlocked.
So this currently is my Steam profile. You can see here it's a standard profile page with comments and whatnot on there. And this is showcasing one of the new Steam backgrounds that we've added in here. So if you're not familiar with the Steam trading card program, essentially what you get is as you play the game, you can get, I think you can get half of the cards that are available. So you can get 4 cards as you play. And each of those cards, once you get a full set, each of them has kind of an image on it and then a full background image. And once you get a full set, you can craft those into a badge. And the badges, you can see this badge here exactly. This is the Convergent Master badge. It's the level 5 version of it. And you can craft it into a badge. Once you do that, you receive a lot of different goodies. You get profile backgrounds. You can get some coupons for games, and it covers the entire kind of library that offers it in Steam. So you might get a coupon for not an Age game. You can also get some emoticons for your chat. And also you get the badges, and
then when you just show your badges page.
Yeah. Oh, you get some additional things like it's how you expand your friends list, and you get level up XP, whatnot. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can get with it. So this is one of the backgrounds here, and I can show you the cards if I can remember how I can view my cards.
If you actually go up there, you go to your inventory.
Here.
Oh yes, never mind. It's easier.
Alright, so these are a bunch of cards here, and I can show the backgrounds as well. So some of these are from the Steam Summer Sale, actually, this past Summer Sale. But here I can show you the cards that I've got. I've got a full set, so you can check them all out. We've got the King of Memes, because I'm assuming that people are going to start photoshopping this and updating the old one. We've got, this is a, it's kind of a take on the intro scene, so you've got kind of the king and he's playing a chess game. You'll see when you see the background for it a little bit better. We have a Capture the Relic card. That is, of course, a spoof on the Capture the Relic, the new game mode in Forgotten. We have the Knight Rider. I'm a big fan of puns, so I apologize if any of these are making you roll your eyes. So this is the Knight Rider theme, and you may actually see the background on the original Age Store page updated here. We've got one for our custom guys. Castle Blood, obviously one of the big classics for Age, so we wanted to make a theme, just background theme, kind of dedicated to that. This one here is actually one of my favorites, mainly because this comes from the community. I believe Villa, I think was his name, who every time we did a stream, he kept asking, you know, when are the trebuchets going to start throwing Teutonic Knights? So I'm actually going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go to the background for that one. So we have a background of a trebuchet throwing a Teutonic Knight. So that's kind of a shout out to our community there. And then we've got going Berserk, and that's the background that you saw on my profile just a few minutes ago. We have the Fog of War, which is kind of the theme for the Forgotten here, and that's all the card set. So that's the full set of cards. So let's move over to the backgrounds here. I wonder if I can actually pull these up.
I actually have all of them saved.
Oh, you want? Yeah, go ahead and throw those up.
Just click open. I believe, or I thought I did. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and just throw through these here. All right, so this is the kind of King of Memes background. Really great. If you were at PAX, you actually saw we had them running on all of our surfaces there, and it just made an absolute great desktop background for that. Let's see, also very good profile background. We have, this is our Castle Blood one, of course, here, and you can kind of see the very iconic castles with the water around it. So love this one, mainly just because of kind of memories of playing some Castle Blood stuff. Let's see, here we go. We've got the Fog of War one, very classic. You kind of seen this one pretty well. This is the Knight Rider one. And you couldn't really see too much in the card, but I love the full background. Pretty awesome there. Here is your Teutonic Knight Trebuchet. There's actually a bunch of the cheats in there. You've got up top, you've got the the dog. You've got the Shelby there.
Oh, the little dog. That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't notice that before.
Yeah, a lot of little cute things in there. So that one, I know our artist had a blast doing that. The Capture the Relic, of course. There we have that one. And let's see. This is our Deadly Game version, so you can kind of see a bunch of themes from the intro there itself. And then the Going Berserk, which this is personally, I think, my favorite, so that's why I have the background there. Currently, we're not offering these available as a download for backgrounds, and that's mainly because we want to have some exclusivity on the kind of the Steam trading card things, because if this art's everywhere, then the cards aren't quite as cool, so we want to make sure to do that. Alright, so we've got some people asking for emoticons. So let's jump to that. Let's do a full set. If you want to actually see the emotes yourself, let's go to see if I can get to the. So I'm going to jump into the chat here if it'll let me. I think I have to be on the site, don't I? Right. Oh, there it is. We have to log in here too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you might have to do the whole verification.
Oh, it's going to make me... Alright, let's see. Yeah. I can't get to that from... Oh, you know what? It's on the Community Hub page, isn't it? Derp. Alright. So we've got all the chat stuff in here, so you can join us with the 4 folks in chat right now if you want to see them. So we have different emotes. There you go. You can see them loaded in the bottom corner there. I think we've got, this is kind of the least exciting one. We have the Age Shield here itself. That's kind of standard. It's classic. You can see it there. Our next version is going to be, let's go with the Knight. You can kind of see him. There you go. It's not very much of a teaser here, but we'll go with the... So I made this one a common drop because I suspect everyone's going to be using it. Obviously, you've got the wool wall, so of course I see everyone will actually be using that all the time. I can use that to invite people when they don't want to work. I can say, hey, come play some games. We have the sheep here for exploring the map or chat or whatever else. Look at the chat filling up now. I'm gonna have to put these in again, aren't I? And then we've got the trebuchet, which is our rare drop for this. So you'll need to check that out. And I will enter those all again here in a row. Whoops.
Now, for people unfamiliar with the marketplace, you can actually trade for all of those, right? As well as the trading cards and backgrounds. Yep. You can also trade for the emoticons.
All right. The Knight, Sheep, Shield, Trebuchet, and all right. So there's the entire directional options of them, and our community team is saying they want them too. Nope, unfortunately not. So we do have a bunch of those. Those are kind of out there. So if you wanted to go ahead and convert everyone in Steam, now you have the opportunity to. So that should be pretty easy.
Spread the Wololo word.
Yes, yeah. And unfortunately, each of the tags do have to have unique numbers. So I couldn't just do like Taunt 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. You want to spam walls? I don't know how much. Let's see how much it'll let me do before it cuts me off here. Real quick. Yeah, there you go. So you got a bunch of shit.
Just for good measure.
Alrighty there. Okay, so let's jump back in now that we've kind of got those, and we'll show them off again later towards the end of the stream in case you just are tuning in now and missed it. But let's go ahead and jump back in and let's launch again.
Haven't done a lot of the. Actually, I gotta go over mine. Haven't done a lot of Q&A still. So if you guys still have questions,
let's go ahead and check those out. So real important here is password is all asterisks.
Yeah.
A lot of them very long.
Hunter 2. Oh, one new item in my inventory. Is that a Steam trading card?
It's quite possibly a Steam trading card. So you'll get these.
Yeah, look at that.
So you'll get these cards throughout your playtime, and you can get 4 of them. So you'll have to trade with other people to get the other 4, and you'll want to do that so you can craft your badges, get your backgrounds, profile boost XP, whatever else.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the way it works is just by playing, you'll get half of them.
Yes,
right?
you can get up to half of them. So actually, that's not entirely true because when I went and looked, they have these booster pack things. So you can play them, and then you have a certain number of card drops that you can get. So by default, right now, you'll start off with I can have 4 card drops. Then over time, you'll be able to essentially earn more card drops as people start crafting badges. So it is designed to kind of be able to perpetuate the idea. Now you do have to log in like every week to do so.
Interesting.
Yep. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and do some other questions since this is supposed to be a Q&A. Yeah, I see something about music there. We have the new intro theme music. That is new. Also, if you have missed some of the dev blogs, we did just how the audio files play. So you're going to have each individual track is its own MP3 now. It starts with the AOK tracks, then plays the AOC tracks. You can rearrange them, reorder them however you want. Just rename them. It's all pretty simple. And they're also 320K for the MP3, so it's higher quality.
Oh, a good question from Waterfield. I see. Have you fixed session and boost where you can play, where you can block the voting screen? That should be fixed, so there should be no laming in the waiting.
Nope.
I totally missed what you asked me. Can you repeat that?
Alexeyev is asking about the Inca campaign.
Is the audio on your sides breaking up? Because
No, we just had the mic muted for a second there.
okay.
Yeah. So during this Q&A, guys, keep having your questions, or keep those questions coming. We are going to start with some giveaways. Rise on. So actually, oh no, that's the last one. So I won't do that one yet. But we're going to start with some giveaways. Again, the people who are going to be eligible for these giveaways are if you're following the channel. So I'll give you good 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever. Follow the channel if you haven't already. Rise on right here during this Q&A. He's going to be rolling the dice with our little random giveaway app here. And he'll copy and paste your name in the chat if you're one of the winners. So if you're one of the winners, just send us a message, just being like, "Hey, I won," and we'll reply after the stream with a key for you, and we'll be giving away forgotten Steam keys. So just redeem them through Steam. And
we also have some other stuff that we can give away. I might have a few extra, profile backgrounds for your Steam page that I think I can trade those away. So make sure that. If you win something, we may give you an option to get one of those things.
Yeah.
There's also, I don't remember all the sweepstakes rules, but we've got some sweepstakes stuff going on.
Yeah,
so,
for the bandanas, I've been reminding them of that.
Excellent.
And just one last time, we are giving away sets of the bandanas that we were giving away at PAX. H2 HD bandanas are very, very cool. I think there's 5 of them, all different colors. Yep. So to be eligible to win those, we're giving away. So if you post your favorite new Civ from the Forgotten expansion, one of the 5 new Civs, post them on either our Facebook or Twitter, which are both Age of Empires, or our Google Plus page, which is official Age of Empires. And if you're watching on our actual page, scroll down a little bit, you'll find links to all of those channels. And little hint for you, I would recommend if you want to win the highest probability of winning, I would post on the Google Plus page, just because.
Nah, I'd post on them all.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna do one, that's true. Post on them all. But if you're gonna do one, do the Google Plus page. We'll be giving away 10 per channel. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, so let's start off with one of these things. Here we go. Oh, someone rolled and was not following. You know what? I gotta roll again. Aha! Here we go. Let's see this person. Demonic Candy. I wonder what that is.
All right.
Is this the?
Yep.
All right. Demonic candy.
Keep those questions coming. We'll still be answering questions during this.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So, will you be able to create your own factions or civs as well? So the standard structure and how the workshop works and how kind of the modding stuff works between HD and the Forgotten is going to be pretty similar. So you're not going to see a ton of kind of unique new differences there. What does the expansion add? So I can go ahead through the spiel, but I kind of want to let the FE guys talk about it since they kind of this is their baby. Are they still on the line right now?
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah,
we kind of
answer that one. So what does the expansion add?
We kind of covered that at the start, but in short, it's 5 new civs, 4 new campaigns, 11 new maps, I think 30 new technologies, roughly 10 new units or something, a lot of scenario editor funkiness as well. So, yeah, essentially what you would expect from an expansion for Age of Empires.
What else do we have coming in?
We've got attack move questions.
Yep, attack move is in the game, guys. If you go into your hotkeys menu, go to military units, you do see attack move right here. So you can finally use patrol for patrol. You don't have to use it as like a pseudo attack move. You can actually have a real command in there.
Now, the attack move, the way it's implemented from a code standpoint, it's not extremely different from patrol. So, like the core kind of base of how is this going to function, how is the unit going to go and move and decide when to attack, that should act very similar to patrol without the problems that patrol had doing it. So, if you are used to using patrol as an attack move, but there's that few second delay right after you send it, it's going to function in the way you'd want it to, where you don't have that problem, but it also functions in the way that attack move should. There are a few limitations on this. Trebuchets do not have an attack move mode due to how they have to pack-unpack. So that is a limitation there. Let's see. Who is Chris and why is it named Ludicrous? Well, let's start with why is it named Ludicrous, and that is because I'm a huge fan of puns and I absolutely love Spaceballs. So we were going from kind of normal to well, if you've seen Spaceballs, you know how it goes. So Ludicrous is kind of like beyond the top speed limit. So in this case, Ludicrous is the giant map size. Now it's called Ludicrous, spelled like that because our lead programmer up at Skybox on the title, his name is Chris, and again, because I'm a fan of puns and all these little things that are built in. Actually, if you go through the original game itself, there's tons of this stuff built in. Maybe not quite as obvious, but yeah, there's definitely in there. So that is why that happened. Let's see.
They want to see Ludicrous? I guess we might as well, while we're talking, I'll just load up a...
Yeah, let's go ahead and show one of the new map sizes. Is this the end of the working between FE and Microsoft? No, I certainly hope not. I've had a blast working with these guys, and I don't think that...
All right, let's time this really quick.
Okay.
We'll see how long it takes to get... Actually, I'll just Marco Polo it.
Yeah, see how long it takes to get through.
So.
But no, I do definitely think that we'll continue to see some very cool stuff coming out between both MS and FE, and we're certainly not like, okay, this is out, we're done talking. That's not the case at all. All right, so this is the Ludicrous map size here. As you can see by the scrolling speed, and specifically if you look at the mini map, you can see how tiny his little view window is, and of course this is 1920 by 10. Let's go ahead and is this a single player game we have going on right now?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit, shall we? So, in conjunction with Ludicrous map size, we're also showing, right now we're at 4 times speed, so this is double the fast speed. And it can also go up to 8 times. Although, is your hotkey still? Yeah, there we go. So
yeah, I can't slow it down. But...
Oh, well, it did update, so you can now fix it from the menu since we hotfixed that. So this is, again, 8 times speed. Why would you need 8 times speed? Well, because otherwise it's going to take you 10 minutes to walk across the map in Ludicrous size. But also there's a lot of other reasons. If you just kind of want to speed up your eco or whatnot, then you're more than welcome to. And it looks like that is a yes. What the question mark? But this helps us show off some of the new map size as well, based on how long this is going to take. So it took approximately 6 minutes worth of game time to get through there. So that is how do you calculate the resources on the new map size? So thankfully we had the FE guys work pretty hard to make sure that all of the RM scripts were properly adjusted for the new map size. So that works out great. I'm glad that a few of you have had a chance to try it out already and have tried the new attack move, and appreciate that. I've actually the programmer who worked on that is right around the corner over here, so he's great to hear it. No, we do not currently have a permanent HP option to showcase that at the moment. Let's see here. You know what? Let's do another roll. Let's do another prize for someone sitting in the channel, and that person is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Check the chat there.
Marog 10, maybe?
There you go. So yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. There we go. If you have no, yes, 1,000 population on an 8x would be a bit nuts. So yeah, 500 on an 8x would be absolutely insane. Spectator does take up a slot, so you're not going to be able to use that in a 8-player 4v4 game. The couple questions on some AI stuff, and I did actually answer this in the forums. You know, this is a kind of a progressive thing that we want to continue building upon. So fortunately now the AI does remember how to build some, they remember how to build trebuchets. Yeah. That was resolved. That was a interesting little issue. It had to do with the reference call on a name being messed up. So that's back in there. You know, they got some boar hunting stuff. So there's some additional features that should make the AI a little bit better. But for the folks who have been playing against the AI for 10 years and stomping it, we're going to continue to work on that to make sure that we get some good experiences there. Let's see. What else? Can you join as a spectator mid-game? Right now, the way that the spectator mode is functioning is that you'll be joining in the beginning of the game. Now, if you drop out partway through the game, it won't affect the gameplay.
Oh, here's some of the new herdables right here. Some cows.
Oh, we got some cows showing up. Yep, this is excellent.
Cow scouting now.
El Dictor, whatever the heck. So, zoom ability. Now, this is actually not going to happen. So we have a 2D isometric game that's very specifically designed with that viewpoint in mind. And so zoom is not in the game engine palette itself, so that's just not designed that way. If you want to zoom in, you know, you could run it at a lower resolution. That's an option. So questions about some mods, such as the smaller tree size pussywood there. That is available in the workshop, so not a problem there.
Yeah, I disabled all of the mods just for this stream, just to show off the vanilla experience. But like I was saying earlier, Forgotten, you know, the Steam Workshop's still fully compatible. There might be like 1 or 2 mods maybe that don't work, but for the most part.
Yep. So Blitzcrags. Man, you guys have very interesting names here. Regarding the unreadying of players when things are changed in the lobby, that is intentional. That was designed to combat issues where people would host lobbies, you know, for say an RM game, and then right before it started, just switch to DM real quick, and then go. So that is in place intentionally. However, you know, these are things that we're going to continue to tweak over time to create a good play experience. So if, you know, we've had a few people give feedback that it's unreadying in too many cases, but yeah, for example, map size, maybe it shouldn't be affected. So that's something that we're going to continue to keep looking at. All right. So are you running any mods right now in here?
Nope.
So this is zero mods, fresh out of the gate. So if you tune into our stream at other times, and make sure to kind of hit subscribe below, make sure to follow us. But every week.
Yeah. So every single Monday. Yeah. Thanks for asking that. Every single Monday we do Best of the Steam Workshop stream. So every Monday at 1 p.m., which is just about 30 minutes from now on Mondays, I'll stream some fun stuff from the Steam Workshop. And the Steam Workshop, if you don't know what that is, it's just a big centralized location hosted by Steam of all user-created content, and for mods, essentially. And for this game, it's a bunch of things. It means stuff like new texture packs to change like the look and feel of the game. Little utilities like you're talking about the smaller trees, you know, make the micro a little bit easier, whatever. New campaigns, different kinds of fun scenarios, taunt packs. Like I've got like a Game of Thrones taunt pack on here, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger taunt pack and stuff like that. AIs, like lots of fun, like all really cool user-created stuff. And of course, you can like sort it by the best and whatnot, like top rated. So it's very cool. If you have the game and you haven't checked out the Steam Workshop and messed around with it, I would highly suggest you do so.
Yeah, I think we're at about 3,000 different items in the workshop, and some are
really?
Yeah, some are very, very cool. I run a few different ones on mine personally. I've been a fan of the lava mob one since we discovered that one. So, all right. So we got a few other questions here.
Yeah, we still have the FE guys on the line, so if you guys have any questions for them.
I'm going to steal one real quick before we pass a question over to them. But first one is grid hotkey system. That is, yes, that is in place. It's actually replacing the pre-existing one. We've had a few people on the forum say that they want the original ones back, so we're going to look at potentially getting that up in the workshop as a hotkey file. But by default, you'll see that when you go with the expansion, there will be a grid hotkey system.
I messed up my build.
Oh.
Yeah, as somebody in the chat says, it is indeed more.
So if you're not familiar with what a grid hotkey system is, Zach, oh sorry.
Decisions. Sorry, Sage, go ahead. Ryzen doesn't have headphones on. So.
Oh yeah, the hotkeys are more in a grid-like system, so everything is pretty much under one hand. So you don't need giant hands anymore to make a knight and make another unit that are close to each other. It's really a lot more natural and convenient as it is now.
All right.
Run, villager, run.
All right, so let's see. I ended up typing there while he was talking there. Implement a blacklist or friends list check. You know, there's definitely some things that we want to continue exploring. And actually, I want to give a shout out to Val. First off, you know, thanks to them for getting everything up on the page this morning and whatnot. Those guys have been great to work with. But, you know, they are, from their platform standpoint, they're always continuing to kind of build and experiment upon it. I mean, compared to when I put H3 up on Steam versus today, what we're able to do with Steam and get kind of updating the store pages and whatnot on our own end, it's great. So they are continuing to evolve on their end, and they like to kind of experiment with stuff and do different things out there. So that's something that we'll be continuing to do, and as they kind of expand their services, we're going to keep an eye on it and keep an eye on what we can do with it. So right now, I'm not aware of anything that would allow us to do that easily with their API and their friends list offhand with how the game's structured, but we'll be keeping an eye out for it.
This is a very, very small change, and guys on the line, correct me if I'm wrong, but you just saw me go and get my boar, and what was a common thing in, or at least I messed up like this a lot when I first started playing H2, but I'm luring my boar over there, and I'm already gathering from my sheep, or cows in this case, and you finally do not have to drop off that sheep food at your TC in order to start gathering from the boar. Like, you don't lose that sheep food anymore. Just a little quality of life change, but I love it. And that's I'm not lying, right? Right, guys? That's in the Forgotten.
It should be.
Okay.
I hope it is. Otherwise, it's definitely gonna be in a patch.
Okay.